So, hi, I'm Honza Petružálek from Sibeeria Brewery, and I'm actually a brewing technology student, so I have my practitioner in Siberia. So, do you like dark beers? Yeah. And what do you prefer, like the light ones, like stouts, or the heavy imperial stouts?
Depends.
Yeah, it depends, but this presentation will be more focused on the brewing of the heavy ones, but I will get, I think, the lighter ones too. So, what makes a great dark beer? I think that's the balance, drinkability, intensity of the roastiness, and control about the process. Because you're homebrewers, I'm homebrewer too, and as you know, control everything is the best, but I will get it soon. So, first, when you think about the recipe, you must think what you want to achieve, like what balance do you want, like how the mouthfeel do you want, how much alcohol in it do you want, and like different styles need different approach. So, and I think we can start with, this is actually the last bottle I have here, and it's such a shame, but it's oatmeal stout that I brewed, I think, for like half year ago. It's quite old, but we must start with something lighter. So if you can like help yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. A little bit difficult.
So,
Einmal randvoll.
do you guys brew dark beers a lot or occasionally? Yeah. And did you try to brew like imperial stouts, something with double mash, even triple mash?
Not that much. Just start with syrup.
Ah, okay, that's, yeah.
Flour.
So I made the mistakes too, but I think that everybody make these mistakes. I think there are mistakes in this beer too, but like, I think one of the most thing that you can control is water chemistry, because like there are some ions that compares, like there are, how to say it in I will get it. I have it on slide somewhere. So when you think about the recipe design, that comes to mind is malt profile, and that's the foundation of the beer. The second one is temperature controls, because that controls the body and how it appears in your mouth. Third thing that I'm thinking about is adjuncts, because like I've made some stouts with coconut, and we actually have like portfolio of 20 imperial stouts in our brewery, and every stout is different, every porter is different. I have some to taste, and we will get in soon. And the last, but no, like one of the last thing that I'm thinking about, that are hops, because hops in dark beers should support, not dominate. Like if you're brewing imperial stouts, porter, even lighter dark, like maybe even Czech dark lager or Munich dark lager, you can't overget it with hops. You must take the balance just to support. Yeah.
You say here mash temperature controls the body.
Yeah.
the hobby brewers here, we know that mash temperature is important. Are you going to give us some ideas of what you use?
Yeah, I've had it. Typically in this beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've used single infusion at 67 degrees. So I mash in 72, but when you get the hops, it drops the temperature.
Okay, then so 67 all the way through.
Yeah, 1 hour for 1 hour. I have my data sheets, or actually the brew sheet, and as you can see, that's for my Imperial Stout second version. And you see I add some of the ions for brewing water. You see it was double mash, so this is mash 1, and that's the base. You can see it's 10.4 kgs. It's quite heavy when you're doing it on the small Brewzilla. It's at the top, and I mashed 2 liters for 1 kg, because the less water you have to 1 kg of malt, the more enzymatic activity there is.
So how many liters is that? Like 10 kilograms for?
So I use about 20 liters of water to it to mash in.
Okay.
It was a really thick mash.
Yeah.
What's the parameters for the base water profiles? The upper line or the line below the upper line?
This is
that's
the
wall profile. The water profile.
Yeah, the water profile.
Before mashing.
That's my water profile at home, and this is the target. Yeah, and I target it with like this and this one. Yeah.
I was wondering because it seems to be very.
Yeah, it's. I have it it's one Excel sheet, but I have to make it 2-3 different ones to fit it in the presentation. So there is mesh number 2, and as you can see, the second mesh is quite different. It has a lot of another malts. Like I was searching, I will take 1 kg of it, 1 kg of it, and then I take only like.
But do you really need to use that much malt? Kind of like, I mean, it's a bit. What is the meaning of using that much?
I will get it
malts?
in this for the Imperial Stouts, and when you're brewing dark beer, you must layer the malts for complexity, because the more you have malt layers, the more is going to be complex the beer. And I think
Because you had in that malt list, you had chocolate malt and low-coloured chocolate malt.
Yeah.
And so that makes a difference, I think.
Yeah. I'm using as much as I can, like 12, maybe 15 different malts. And at our brewery, we use the same. So, Davide, ujmeš se toho?
Okay, let's go. Just.
So, what you will be tasting is my first Imperial Stout, and this is the last bottle, and I brewed it 2 years ago. It has, I think, about 10% alcohol, and it was conditioned on wooden chips.
This one is very roasty in my opinion.
Yeah, it's very roasty. I know. So it's like oatmeal stout. So it depends.
Because for oatmeal stout, I would expect more like.
Yeah, I know, but I want. Yeah. So that's what I said. I've made some mistakes. So when you mash, my tip for you is to use rice hulls. I think that you're using them, and to use a lot of rice hulls to help you separate the wort from grain.
Yeah.
When you're brewing at home, single infusion is the best. Like we do single infusion in our brewery too, but that's different, but it's almost the same. And I'm actually thinking about new recipe with my friend, and we are thinking that we are going to do triple mash with 30 kilograms of malt to achieve as much as we can, but it's quite different. So about the water chemistry, that dark malts lowers your pH. So you must use something pH positive, like sodium bicarbonate, to raise your mash pH and to target around 5.2, 5.4. That's the critical step, I think. Because you must achieve the enzymatic.
I like this one.
This is
It's quite dry for imperial style, and it's with tonka.
yeah, but
Tonka bean.
I should be I was just asking to use Tonka, but also
No, this one. There should be the bottle somewhere, and it's all on the bottle. So, about the hops in dark beers, it's important to watch alpha and beta acid ratio, because the more you beta acid have, the more not harsh bitter will be in here, because in the boil there, how to say, it's in Czechia we are so into hops, and we have some specialty for it, and I don't know how to say it in English, but the more you have beta acid, it's better.
Do you have some recommendations for hop combinations for stouts?
Yeah. I have
Okay, but later. Just
in our brewery we use Magnum because it's cheap and it have a lot of alpha acid and it have the good ratio, and for the 50 at the end of the boil I used Phoenix for the second imperial stout that you will be tasting, and it's really rich in the chocolate aromas too, so I gave it to support the malt complexity. So, and for mashing, you see, I've used 66 degrees single infusion on the Imperial Stout, the first one that you have. And on the second one, I've used 68.5. And that makes quite the difference, because I wanted to make the fuller and not so much drinkable, but like the dessert after you take the big meal and have a rest on the couch and pour yourself this beer. So when you're thinking about the roastiness, you must think about when you add the roasted malts. Like in our brewery, we can't add that to mash out, so we must get the malts in the mash, but it gives you the full roast flavor, and it's like the bitterness from it comes to it. But if you do the water chemistry right, it's not that difficult to get rid of the roastiness, like the harsh roastiness. And I mentioned the cold steeping in here. Do you know what it is? It's like when you leave. Oh, yeah. The tea. Yeah, cold extraction that gives you only color and minimal harshness. and it's really good for cold IPAs. But sorry, not cold IPAs, black IPAs, but that's a really different one. So about the secondary fermentation, what I said, I remove yeast every like 2-3 days. Wood aging is optimal, but it helps the yeast settle because there is more space that the yeast can settle on it. And it's really important for these dark, strong beers. When you have some light stout, like you can drink it almost 2 weeks after the second fermentation. It's quite fast when you have like around 4.
I experienced that dark beers are getting better with a long lagering time.
Not every dark beer. I'm the like in our brewery we think that if you let it age for really long time, it doesn't make the beer better. So why won't you drink it fresh? And maybe it's better. Like you must take samples and taste and say like, yeah, this is the time, and bottle it, and like half of it drink and half of it save it for later, and you can see how is the taste is evolving.
The thing is, does it get worse? That's the question more.
Like, it depends. Davide, co si myslíš? It depends on the style. Like, I think
For imperial stout, it should be like not get worse. Like at least.
like if you have 5-year-old imperial stout, I think like after 1 year of brewing, it was better than on the 5 years.
How old is this one? 2 years, you said.
No, this is brewed in December last year, so it's quite new. And I have like 8 bottles in just to watch how it's evolving. Yeah, that's what I said, and I think that this is going to be my last slide. So, as I said, control is everything. I control temperature of mashing, temperature of fermentation, amount of hops, amount of alpha and beta acid as I'm giving to the beer, to the boil. I take regular samples of pH every step of the brewing, of the brew day, and every day of the fermentation. And one of the things that you must do is think about it, like, what do you want? Like, I think that you can make it like, oh, I will take 2 kgs of this, and it's going to work, but you don't know what you're doing, so you must know what you're doing and just experiment, brew, and